I just had an amazing conversation with one of my longest clients, and she's struggling right now with just general motivation to show up for her workouts and get in her walks and keep up with her daily activity. And it's not like her, she loves working out, she loves staying active. So we have to understand that we're not going to permanently be motivated and always find it easy to show up for the gym and stay active, even if we identify as someone who is active and does go to the gym. Motivation comes and goes. Drive comes and goes. Our priorities shift. Our purposes for those priorities in the first place shift. So we have to understand that in different seasons of life, we have different reasons for doing different things. So the point is, how do we show up for the gym, for activity, for all of these things day in and day out, year after year, without getting burnt out or feeling like you're kind of holding on to a singular goal the whole time? And here's how. So what I always do with every habit and every goal is attach an immediate pain and pleasure, a medium-term pain and pleasure, and a long-term pain and pleasure to that habit. That way, every single day when I wake up, I have like 6 different things I could pull from to bring the motivation I need to go do the thing. So I shared with her my examples, which are pretty personal, but I wanted to share them with you guys here too, because I know this is going to help someone who needs it. So for example, when it comes to exercise, is if I show up for my workouts, I'm going to feel good. I'm going to have the capacity that I need mentally and physically to get through my day enjoyably and less painfully. And I'm also going to have more capacity at the end of the day for family time, which is very, very important to me. So that's my immediate payoff for showing up. My immediate pain for not showing up is I get very depressed. I have a very pessimistic outlook, less creativity, less capacity. I'm grumpier to those around me, which is not something I want to be. And I'm literally choosing to have a crappier day if I don't show up for the gym. So that's an example for an immediate pain and pleasure associated with exercise. My medium term pain and pleasure with exercise is always my 3 to 6 month goal. So that might be weight loss, building muscle, or improving performance. But for me right now, as some of you may know, I'm really just trying to support my hormones for fertility, as well as decreasing the pain when it comes to racing and snowboarding. I know that if I show up for my workouts every week in a real way, that I'm supporting my hormones for fertility and showing up for my sports and my outlets 100% and doing everything I can in that regard. The pain associated with those medium term goals, are if I don't show up for my workout, I am literally choosing not to do everything I can to support my hormones and get pregnant. And I'm literally not choosing to show up as good as I could for my sports, which are my outlets that help me to get through the grind of my work and my business, which is a lot, and I need those. So those pains are something I choose absolutely not to endure, and I'll avoid that at all costs. So it makes it very easy for me to show up every week for my workouts. And third and lastly is the long-term pain and pleasure. So for me personally, I choose to show up for my daily exercise and activity because I have seen one too many family members lay down in bed and never get back up. They need help. They shorten their lifespan. They suffer from diseases and injuries unnecessarily. Okay, I'm not talking about things that aren't in your control, but there's a lot we can prevent in our later years by what we do today. And for me, I am unwilling to neglect what I know needs to be done today, because I want those years. I want those years with Cameron, my husband, and I want those years with my friends and family. And I also don't want anyone to have to take care of me. So I want to do everything I can to take care of myself so that I can have every day of my life to the fullest. So that's the pleasure I get out of showing up daily, monthly, and annually. And the pain associated with that is the fact that I know if I make poor health decisions, more than I make good health decisions every day, every week, and every year, that I will be getting weaker, more unhealthy, and more incapable every single year. And after decades, I know what that adds up to. And I refuse that. So having said that, those are my 3 examples, but it's really 6. You have a pain and pleasure for the short term, medium term, and long term. And if you wake up every morning and you're like, I don't want to do this, that's what we call a bag of reasons to pull from to bring the motivation and the drive that you need to show up anyways. Because at the end of the day, as much as we don't like to hear it, it doesn't matter how you feel, what you think. It matters what you do. And I pray that you take the actions you need to become who you want to be tomorrow.